Hey everybody, we are here with our Friday review. Thanks so much for joining me at the end of the week for one of my favorite podcasts, getting to bring you a little bit of everything. Love being able to bring you some of my favorite product reviews, things that I'm using in my own life at this moment. One of these will be this new sparkling caffeine-free tea, completely unsweetened as well. So looking forward to sharing that with you that I just found out about. We'll also be going over a brand new water test that you can do right at home to actually see if your drinking water is contaminated or not. I'll be sharing that with you. We'll be going over the past week of podcasts, see if you missed anything. Plus, I've got some research for you today. One on looking at early dementia, important one to look at in terms of risk factors and toxicity. And then another on just bad research. That's why, I think we want to be careful sometimes with what we call the science, because the science is sometimes interpreted improperly without a greater context. And I want to share that with you as well. Plus, we have our herb of the week. You don't want to miss that. This will be a fun one this week too from many people that have written in asking about this particular product. So let's dive into the show. We always start with our updates as to what I have going on, what we have going on in the practice. So I'll share with you this. We used to do genetic testing. Well, I've done it in my practice since about 2011. So I did it from 2010, maybe 2011 to right around 2018. After that, I stopped doing genetic testing because I was the one reading all of the genetic tests and I was not able to fulfill all of those. And so, of course, I fulfilled every single one of them that we sold. Of course, I would always do that. But after that, I was simply not able to work with all of the one-on-one genetic-based testing. So I wanted to stop that. And the issue that we've run into, though, is that now, especially since 2018, there's just more and more marketing companies that are getting into genetic testing. This means that they are only creating a genetic test in order to sell you something. That's the worst reason to create any type of functional medicine lab test. So again, all the labs that we work with, nothing to sell you. They're not. They're CLIA certified labs. Then their one job is to provide data. That's what I look for out of a lab company. Having said that, the lab company that we were using for genetic testing was in Australia. Because again, I don't say, oh, where's the best genetic test in the US or in Europe or in Massachusetts or in wherever. All I say is, what is the best genetic test with the easiest user interface that's able to be understood and read? That's important to me. So anyway, what I want to share with you is this, that I'm testing out probably about a dozen different kits right now. Once I see the best genetic test out there, I'm going to be able to then recommend it to you. And I'm looking at a longevity-based epigenetics test that I'm really excited about, because many years ago, we were looking into telomere years-based testing, and I liked it but didn't love it because it's only one metric of aging, and I don't feel it's the only metric that you should look at. It's just literally, like I said, one of 8 different metrics that I've spoken about on the Longevity podcast, and there'll be more metrics for aging in the future, no doubt about it, but for sure we know about 8. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm looking at a genetic test that looks actually at what your genes are doing, and that's essentially going to give you a readout as to your biological age versus chronological age. So as I said, I'm running all of these in February. Unfortunately, genetic testing, most of them are run out of the same facility, believe it or not, they really are. So they take about 4 to 6 weeks to get your results back. So I won't even have my results until mid-March, end of March. And then after that, I'll decide what company I felt was the most acted with the most integrity and was the most professional. And then we'll bring that to you as well. So super excited about that, because I do plan on doing a very small private group too for people that want to learn more about healthy biohacking and longevity. So I'll be running the group myself. I'll actually be doing a lot of that coaching inside of that group. So stay tuned, excited for that. And then of course, you don't have to be a part of the group, of course, but your DNA test will be able to be gotten no matter what, because I'm just simply going to share with you what we are doing. So that's what I'm excited about. Stay tuned for that. I'm telling you, the weeks and months fly by. So before you know it, we'll have a lot of that data back, and I can't wait. All right. This week, what is going on over at EquiLife? You don't want to miss it. If you are not on our EquiLife text list, you have to get on. So many private behind the scene things going on for our tech subscribers as well. You honestly, you don't want to miss it. If you are not already a part of that, it's super easy to get on that text message list. All you do, and I'm going to confirm this so I can make sure it's correct, go to equi.life/text. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that takes you there. There it is. So it's $20 off your next purchase. And it's unfortunately, we can only text people in the US. Apparently, that's what it is. And so, hey, one day I'm sure we'll be able to text internationally. We'll let you know when we do. We have so much in the works for our international customers. You've probably already seen it play out over on EquiLife. If you haven't already seen it, you will as you're starting to move out through the checkout-based pages. We're doing a lot more for you to absolutely do our best in terms of encoding the duties and taxes and all of that. That, by the way, we don't charge. Nothing to do with that. We literally charge not a penny more than what it takes to ship and the import taxes. But we're doing a lot on what we can on our end in order to try to lessen that to as great a degree as possible. So again, we really appreciate you, all of our international-based customers. Now, this week over at EquiLife, you might as well get your $20 off anyways by going to the text message. But we are giving away, which is, I think this is absolutely incredible. And this is something that I've wanted to promote over and over with the team. And this is absolutely still the month to get it, is to get a free immunity bundle on myself and the team. This is I believe it's $100 value. Honestly, it's vitamin C. So it's alkalizing vitamin C. It's balanced zinc, and it's our liquid vitamin D. The balanced zinc lasts you for 2 months. The vitamin D is going to last 3 to 4 months at 4,000 IUs a day, which is 4 drops, not droppers, drops. And the alkalizing vitamin C is anywhere from 1 to 2 months, depending if you use a half a scoop or a full scoop a day. So it's really an amazing bundle. If you only use 3 nutrients in order to boost your immunity, there's nothing more real scientifically proven than vitamin C. We use the alkaline version, zinc, and we balance that with copper, so it's in proper ratio. And then vitamin D, and that's, of course, vitamin D3. So check that out right now, completely free, $100 free bundle with all qualifying orders over at EquiLife. So basically, $169 gets you another $100 in free product. I mean, you can't beat that. I don't think that you can. It's a pretty incredible deal. All right, moving on. What are our podcasts from the past week? Check this one out. It is episode, 2208. It's our Mindset and Motivation Monday. The 5 alarms I set each day, and the same that I recommend for you. You're going to want to check that out. The 5 alarms I set every single day on this iPhone. I run my life on this phone. Literally, this is my work. This is my personal. This is my social. This is everything. I'm talking into a camera right now. No doubt about it. Yes. But this is how I run my entire life, just from this. And my alarms are a big part of that. And I share with you the alarms I choose to set, which are pretty much never work. They're all personal. They're all moving me into the parasympathetic nervous system. If you don't know about that, check out the show, and that's episode 2208. 2209 is all 100% of autoimmune diseases are fixable. If your doctor has told you that your autoimmune disease is not fixable, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't mean get rid of your doctor. It just means please connect with an integrative health practitioner. All right. Our integrative health practitioners are amazing, and you can find them all over the world. And the website to find them is at ihp.coach, okay, ihp.coach/practitioners. That's it. Or go to integrativehealthpractitioners.org. That's the long URL. Click on the practitioners. You will find them. And again, they will be able to help you not diagnose disease, not treat disease, but actually fix the underlying root cause imbalances that allow disease to exist in the first place. All right. Episode 2210 was the 9 different diets and which one is right for you. And I also share which ones I follow as well. And then yesterday's show was fasted workouts by body type. Definitely check that out. I break down to, I think, a better degree, in like a simpler degree, who should be doing fasted workouts, meaning not eating before, and who shouldn't. Okay. So that leads us to today's show. Today's show is going to start with our herb of the week, and it is Tongkat Ali. Tongkat Ali, also called Long Jack, also called all sorts of other different names. This has been used actually in traditional Chinese medicine for quite some time. It's not that Ayurvedic medicine doesn't use it. It's just not to the same degree, I would say, as a lot of more of the TCM-based herbal formulas. Well, the nice thing is every single herb of the week that I bring you is going to be backed by science. So this particular herb, they're still doing a lot of research on it. When I mean a lot of research looking into, because they know that it helps with, I would say, more male sexual function and fertility-based function. So it can help with erectile dysfunction. It can help with male infertility. It can, and I have to say may before these, it may help with erectile dysfunction, even though there's good science behind showing that it does. It may help with male infertility. It may help with relieving stress in general. It may help with burning body fat, so getting leaner, and it may help boost testosterone as well. Now, there's some additional benefits, which it looks like it actually may help with fevers, bacterial infections, and more. So a pretty impressive product. Of course, we don't use it for bacterial-based issues or fever-based issues. That's not, certainly that would never be my go-to. But I will tell you that this has been used for a long time. And the actual alkaloids and the flavonoids and the antioxidants help to support healthy levels of inflammation and also help to squelch free radical damage. Now, that alone can help with circulation, right? So that's a big part of it. That might be one of the reasons why it helps with erectile dysfunction. But also, we've got a lot of benefits in terms of male fertility. So helping with infertility as well as helping with testosterone levels. So this was a great study. It works for young men. It works for older men. This one was only using a 4-week study, which means that it would probably work even better longer term. But this was done in older men with low testosterone, and they found that it increased hormones to normal levels in 90% of participants. That's a pretty impressive study right there, right? Pretty impressive study. And it also stimulates sexual, well, let's say libido, and improves erectile dysfunction. So if there's any meal-based issues, this is a product I would definitely look at. It's one of the reasons why we also included it. Now, it can be taken on its own. Just want to state that, okay? It can be taken on its own. It can be taken at 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams. Some people even take more, up to 300 milligrams. I probably wouldn't go above 300 milligrams, but I think 100 milligrams is a good starting point for many men. We put it in our daily testosterone support. We're definitely a believer in this, but we're a bigger believer in synergies. So again, I'm a big fan of synergies. So we added with this the vitamin C, the zinc, the boron, the epimedium, the Asian ginseng root, the dim, which helps not convert to estrogen, maca, tribulus, as well as ashwagandha. So if you're really looking to boost testosterone, honestly, this is the product, Daily Testosterone Support. But I would also, of course, you should be using the Daily Nutritional Support. But I would also add 2 other products. We'll be putting this on the website soon. But again, you can get this anywhere. So trust me, like I said, you can work with your local naturopathic doctor. You can work with your integrative practitioner. Use whatever products they recommend. If you trust them, great, fantastic. But what I do in helping with men, and I've done this for many, many years, this Daily Testosterone Support, but also add 5 milligrams of DHEA in the morning, add 5 in the evening or at night, which is a small dose of DHEA. And you can do that for 12, 16 weeks if you're under the age of like 50, 55, and then you can wean off. And I would do vitamin D. Most of the guys I work with that are adults need 4,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. So that's that. And it works incredibly well. And here's the thing, honestly, you don't even have to trust me. You can run your testosterone levels. I would recommend doing a saliva test. So I would recommend running either the adrenal hormone or the stress hormones mood and metabolism at stephencabral.com/labs, because you can run it right at home. And then you can actually just see your testosterone now. And then you can see what it is with adding either just the Tongkat Ali or just the Daily Testosterone Support or the Daily Testosterone Support plus vitamin D plus DHEA for the biggest boost. So, and again, you can verify it. Just take it for 12 weeks. After 12 weeks is enough. After 12 weeks, you can run the lab again and you can actually see the boost in levels. All right. That is that for our herb of the week, Tongkat Ali. Check it out. All right. Next up is going to be our product reviews. Excited this week. I've got a small one, but I shouldn't say small. I don't want to belittle the product in any way. It's a great product. And the funny thing is, it's probably been around a while. I just found out about it a week or two. Now, every once in a while, you want a nice little sparkling beverage that tastes like you're drinking something fun, but you don't want it to be bad for you. At least I don't want to, right? Now, the thing is, I am a fan of, obviously, spring water. I'm a fan of sparkling water. I'm a fan of herbal-based teas. And this product right here called Minna, and I apologize to the company. I'm not a paid spokesman in any way, shape, or form for the company, but I like promoting great products. I really do. And so this one was recommended to me, and you know that I'm always interested in trying new products. So what I did was I looked at this product, and it's called Lightly Brewed Sparkling Tea. I said, okay, what's in it? So I always go to the ingredients. Here are the ingredients. By the way, it's 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein, 0 anything. And here's why. It's brewed organic herbal tea consisting of purified sparkling water, organic rooibos tea, which is caffeine-free, by the way, organic hibiscus extract, organic rose hips extract, which is an antioxidant, and organic lime extract, which I'm sure they use as a preservative and for flavor. Natural preservative, by the way. This is fair trade. This is organic, and it's lime hibiscus. It's pretty fantastic. I'm telling you right now. I'll have a sip right here. Looking forward to actually reviewing this one. Now, am I drinking these lightly brewed sparkling teas every single day? No, I'm not. But every once in a while, you want a fun little delicious sparkling drink. This is not very sweet. It tastes like a little bit of lime and a little bit of hibiscus. Not too much rooibos, which I like because I'm not a huge rooibos fan. It's good. It's very mild. It's very mild. It's like drinking sparkling water, honest. It's like drinking sparkling water with a hint of lime and a hint of some hibiscus. And that's what it is. So fun little tasty beverage every once in a while. Of course, it's non-alcoholic, and that's fun to be able to do as well. Our second product review of the week is called the TAP Score. All right. TAP Score, which is water testing. I'm going to show you how easy and simple this is. And before I open up the box and show you actually the box, I bought 2, by the way, and I'll share with you why. That with my TAP Score, what this does is this tests your water. I'm going to teach you 2 ways that you can use this. Okay. So when you go to test my water, you either choose your water by city water, which is basically coming in through pipes in your house, or groundwater, right? You can test for well or spring water. Okay, a lot of people on well water. Then you can also look at specialty types of like risk factors for water, and you can look at those too. So I'm going to click on city water because that's what I have. And they give you 3 different options, which is the essentials test. And this looks at toxic metals, all the physical parameters of the water. It scans for nitrates, and it looks at chlorine and chloramine contamination as well. Then the next advanced city water does those same ones, but then also looks at plastic pipe chemicals and trihalomethanes. And then the big test, the big, more expensive one, also looks at haloacetic acids, radioactive particles, as well as chlorate. And you can actually look at all of the different parameters that it looks at. So I'm just clicking on the general one for right now. And it looks at contaminants that it tests for, and it's going to look at alkalinity, calcium, chloride, hardness of the water, sodium, total dissolved solid, which is kind of like how many minerals is in that, or metals. It looks at lead, copper, cadmium, arsenic, chromium, uranium, strontium, mercury, nitrates, barium, fluoride, iron, nickel, magnesium, manganese, potassium, sulfate, zinc. Then it looks at aluminum, antimony, beryllium, boron, cobalt, lithium, molybdenum, phosphorus, selenium, silver, thallium, titanium, tin, vanadium. And they're also looking for chlorine as well. So, and that's just the basic test. So even if you go with the basic test, which I believe is $139, discount is off 7%. I'm going to see if I can get our community a bigger discount. if we can use a coupon code, all right? So head on over to today's show, stephencabral.com/2212. stephencabral.com/2212. And I'll also put it on the resources page where all my resources go at stephencabral.com/resources. I'm going to see if we can get a special coupon as well. All right. So that's the basic, and that's $139. And then I'm going to see if I can get us a better coupon. But here's the thing. 45 different analytes tested, 5-day turnaround time. All the shipping is included, free shipping both ways. So here's the thing. It's actually really nicely packaged. So you get this TAP score sampling guide. All right. So right in here. Very nice. Teaches you all about, I think this is actually even the, chlorine level. So this is fantastic to look at. And then it's going to go through the instructions on how to test. And then here are your bottles, all right? So right here are your testing shipment bottles. And then you're going to be able to package this right up in the box. And here is the return shipping. As far as I know, this is US based only, but I will see if this can be done internationally as well. But I know the shipping is through USPS. So there you have it. I said I purchased 2 of these. Here's the other one. So I've got 2. And a lot of people ask me why. Well, I certainly am thorough, if nothing else. And that's the thing I always tell people. Like I really am honest with all of my reviews and what I'm trying to do for our community. So I am testing my tap water, and then I'm testing my Berkey water. And I want to make sure that my Berkey water filter, I just put in new filters for it, is taking out all of the things that's in my city water. So in my city water, if I find aluminum and I find fluoride and I find chlorine, I want to make sure that the Berkey water is also taking that out. So again, that's that. And so I'll share the results with you in, well, hopefully just another 3 or 4 weeks. So let me put that actually in my notes to share that with you. And that'll be fun. So tap score follow-up is what I'm writing. All right. Check it out. Head on over to stephencabral.com/2212 for your own tap score right at home. And I'm doing the middle one, by the way, not the, let's see exactly what it's called. It is not the essential city water, which is the basic. I'm doing the advanced city water test. All right. Next up and last up for the day is our research. I always like to end the day and the show on a high note. So let's end it on a high note. Let's go through the bad research first. This is out of the Journal of Biological Rhythms, done at the University of Colorado at Boulder. Now, I'm not negating the research that they've done, but basically they're saying a new blood test may tell you if you are a night owl or someone that's better during the day. Here's the problem with that. Again, by the way, this test already exists. Like this is not like they're coming out with anything new. But again, I digress. You can run a cortisol sample. You can run other markers all you'd like, and you can even show at night that you have high cortisol levels. So if you do, well, someone, a scientist would say, oh, this person is clearly a night owl. That's their natural, or that is their biological rhythm. To what I would say is, okay, they're not a night owl. Let's not label them that. Yes, their cortisol is elevated in the evening. That's undeniable, but that is called a dysfunctional diurnal rhythm. We know that for 2 reasons. One, humans aren't nocturnal. They were never meant to see outside in the pitch black at night. They would be easy prey for predators that are actually nocturnal. Second, we know that there's long-term, and by the way, there's 3 points. Second is that the lowest cortisol for the day should be at 9:30 p.m. at night, okay? And then natural cortisol production begins between around 6 and 8 a.m. where there's the sharpest peak. Okay, so if you're not in bed then by basically around 10, and then if you're not waking up between 6 and 8, you're missing the normal diurnal rhythm, which is one of the reasons why we have so much depression, low mood, brain fog, infertility, high blood sugar, etc., because we're not following a natural diurnal rhythm. I mean, that again, this is from a clinical practice. Myself, many of my colleagues can for sure share with you that. But the other thing is this: there's already plenty of studies that show people that work the night shift live on average 7 years less. There was a famous nursing study. So let's be careful with what we deem as good science, right? You can prove anything you want in a lab. Honestly, you can just go in with the hypothesis of what you want to prove, and there you have it. So let's just be careful on what we take as, the good science and what we follow, especially with labeling people as anything, but especially night owls. All right. All right, now let's get to some better research. And this one is on, let's see where it's out of the Alzheimer's Association International Conference. Let's see. This was done by Dr. Claire Sexton, Director of Scientific Programs and Outreach for the Alzheimer's Association. Okay, this went into how air quality actually affects dementia risk. Now, I've talked a little bit about this in the past. This is new additional research. Okay, so multiple studies. So again, we talked about the initial studies. Multiple studies link long-term exposure to poor air quality, specifically fine particulate matter in pollution from traffic exhaust and residential wood burning to risk for dementia and reduce cognitive function. Self-defense, avoid, limit exposure as much as possible. If you live in a high pollution area, be especially vigilant about other ways to reduce dementia risk, such as controlling hypertension, which is high blood pressure, or obesity, which is being overweight. So let's talk about this because, again, I've shared this data and research in the past. It's one of about 24 risk factors for Alzheimer's dementia, but it's a big one. It really is. And this is why having a good water filter, having a good air filter in your home, reducing stress, what else are the big ones we talk about? And then reducing carcinogens, right? So you want to, I mean, this is no joke. It really isn't anymore. This is why you have to be doing functional medicine detoxes. Just a 7-day is fine every 12 weeks. And you want to be improving your 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. These are things that we can all be doing that can be part of our daily routine. And it's not to overlook the toxins and pollution. And they mentioned residential wood burning, and a lot of people might be, a little worrisome about that one because that might be what they're doing. But you have to remember that smoke, I've told you before, smoke inhalation in any form. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite candles. It doesn't matter if you think that you're using a healthy vape, or it doesn't matter. Breathing smoke into your lungs chronically, meaning like not once a month, but every day or weekly, is bad for you. Smoke is a carcinogen. People talking about all these smoked foods. Smoked foods are a carcinogen. People using, again, I have no problem with using binders for like 5 days at a time. That might include activated charcoal or something, but activated charcoal is a burnt food. Right? Like, I'm one of the, I feel like I'm the only one who's talking about that. But a lot of it comes, like the healthier version, and again, healthy is in air quotes, comes from burnt, charred coconut shells, essentially. So it just, again, I want to be careful. It doesn't mean that it's unhealthy for you, but done every day, no, you have to be careful with known carcinogens, which are burnt or smoke in general. So hopefully this has been helpful. I appreciate all of you. That is my time for today, but I will be back tomorrow on our weekend host calls answering your questions. Have an amazing weekend.